It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showcase of shutdown defenses. It's the Steelers and the Raiders, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. We are in store for a great game today, everyone. Kate Scott and Brock Heward, along for the ride in this one. We love these kind of games, Brock, and that's because we got a pair of teams who both gotten off to good starts this season. They find themselves with winning records as we now work our way through the front half of this schedule.
Yeah, we try to be pros, and every game, right, is a big game, but when you have teams that have gotten off to these starts, we know these are both playoff caliber teams. They look that way right now. And this is also a measuring stick game, and a great one where you don't have the consequences of lose and go home. Just a wonderful test for you, for me, for the fans, and most importantly for those guys on the field.
5 weeks come and gone, and we're off in week 6 on EA Sports. Calvin Austin on the return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Leading them out, a man in his 13th NFL season and rising quickly up the career leaderboards, Russell Wilson.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Clean slate this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
First down, here's Russ. Going deep right away. Well, they took their shot immediately. Would have been cool if they connected, but no luck. Second down. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up third down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Looks like we had someone hurt on that play, and it's as we feared up here. It's the quarterback, Russell Wilson, getting some help from the trainers. On fourth down, it's Corliss Waitman on for the Steelers to punt this away. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So here come the Raiders now for their opening drive. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
I think we could give him a pass from last week because they still found a way to win, and that's the ultimate job of a quarterback. But those interceptions, that's not what we're used to seeing out of him week to week. The 2 touchdowns, though, well, that's the bar he wants to hit each and every time out. And when he gets there, usually good things follow.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They fake the handoff, now Stafford. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They toss right to Chubb. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Here's Chubb up the middle. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the stop. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And the Steelers go in nickel. 3rd down. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They have themselves another 1st and 10.
That's good for Las Vegas.
Chubb running out of the gun. Barrels in for the touchdown. The Raiders get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. On the return, here comes Austin. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And he's been a frequent visitor to the end zone over the first couple of months of this season. Right now actually leading the league in rushing touchdowns. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Fields. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. For that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Fields out of the gun. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
And he hauls in right near the 40-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Raider football. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the Raiders offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Rolling from the pistol, Stafford. He completes it in traffic. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Chubb here on 1st down. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Here's a counter give to Chubb. It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They'll have an easy 3rd and 1. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 3rd down, they'll go with Chubb. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Stafford gonna go on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. They run it from the gun with Chubb. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Stafford from the gun. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. A lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Cutting in the goal line. And this is down all the way to the 3. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Shotgun snap to Stafford. It's into the hands of Chubb. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Now Stafford again. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 13-0 lead. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
That one splits the uprights, and the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. On the return, here comes Austin. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now, after that return, we've got an injured player getting some assistance as we momentarily step aside. They've got first down from the 31. Play action, Fields. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. He brings up second down. They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. And it's the Steelers who need to figure out this 3rd and 11. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, it was bad enough that the previous run went backwards. You've got to have balance in this league. I mean, really do. There's no chance offensively to find sustained success unless you present run and pass to a defense. And right now, this defense is owning your run game.
The Steelers set to punt it. Corliss Waitman will kick it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Raiders and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. They've got first down from the 31. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 34. That's Jones working the sideline, complete. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
3rd and just 2 to go. Chubb going for the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half. The give inside to Chung. And he's brought down for a loss. We're at halftime here in Vegas. The Raiders defending their building thus far. As we hear from Jonathan Coachman over in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin in the Mile High City, an AFC West matchup between the LA Chargers and Denver. And it's the Broncos who have the lead in the second quarter. Marvin Mims, a touchdown reception. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Amon-Ra St. Brown, what a game. Over 200 yards receiving with 3 touchdown grabs. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And that game's gone to the half, all even at 10-10. We saw a vintage first half from the veteran Matthew Stafford. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. As this at the 6. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Raiders with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half. And that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Cup on the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Stafford now on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's Chubb on second down. He's contained at the line for no gain. Madden stopped by Alex Highsmith. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for Raiders first. This is Chubb. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Again, it's Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. They go with Chubb here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up 4th down and 5.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
Offense going for it here, 4th and 5. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on downs.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
The Steelers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he has just shredded NFL defenses so far this season. You can see he's sitting second right now across the league in rushing yards. First and 10 now from the 30. Going to Harris to start the half. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. This is Harris on 2nd down. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Off play action, it's Fields. Thrown right, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
On the ground, it's a give to Chubb. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. Only a yard on the play, and that takes us to the end of quarter number 3. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a... They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Motioning one of the tight ends. Chubb again on 2nd down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Throwing is Stafford on third. Caught at the 10-yard line. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
From the red zone now. Touchdown! Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they paid the price over and over and over again.
Carlson now to add one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders stretch their lead to 21. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return starts at the 3. Oh, he eats a hit to bring an end to that return right near the 25. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And with this loss already assured, they at least want to find some points and avoid being shut out. Fields on first down. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first and 10, it's Fields. It's caught right side by Freiermuth. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's second and 5. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Working quickly here. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Another throw for Fields. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. First down throw for Fields. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
The Raiders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Vegas first down. Here's a give to Chubb. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Second and 3 now. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. Third down coming up. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He'll get this to Cup. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
The give now to Chubb. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's the pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Chubb. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach third down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. 3rd and short.
Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Chubb running out of the gun. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. They'll run. This is Chubb. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. The Black Hole can take that party over to the Vegas Strip as the Raiders win at home. And as we play in October, they have kept their perfect start to the season going. To the point, Brock, I think you could argue they might be the league's best team in the front half of this campaign. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.
Trade your outfits. This is just not fun anymore.